Well. Hi, everybody over there in social media land, over here and YouTubers, Facebookers, FBs, UT, all sort of Facebook people, social media people. Yes, indeed. We are here again. Uh-huh. It is nice to be here. I know. Let's not dwell on the past to say that I have not been here. I'm here, okay? I'm present. I'm here. We showed up. It is Tuesday on my side, and it could be Wednesday somebody else's side. Yep. So welcome to another episode of the Question Live Show with your host, the one and only Verona Willis-Brown. Yeah, it's right there, Verona Willis-Brown. That is moi. So, welcome to another episode of the Question Live Show. Listen, this is a space for you. It was created with you in mind. Absolutely. It was created with you in mind. It is a space where I invite you with your story, your book, your work in progress, your questions, of course. Bring it on up in here so we could build together, so we could grow together, so we could be successful together. Yes. I mean, success can be defined in so many different ways. But anywho, this is a safe space just for you and I to make things work out between us, to build a family, to build a relationship. And that is why we are here. Mm-hmm. So I want to say to you, welcome to another episode of the Question Live Show. If this is your first time, is this your first time? Let me ask a question. Is this your first time? I mean, absolutely your first time coming in here, watching the show, watching this space, being on the space, heard of the Question Live Show, the All You Feel Enough platform, and of course, myself. First time hearing about Verona Willis-Brown. Hey, I want to say to you, good. It is great for you to be here the first time. But I don't want to leave you hanging. If this is your first time, put in the comment section that it is your first time. Come on now. Let's not be shy. Let us not be shy. Let us feel safe. Let us feel comfortable to come on in this room. So if this is your first time in here, I get really excited with first time. Can you tell? Can you tell when I say first time? I get really excited. So if this is your first time coming in, I get excited. I just want you to put your name down in the comment section, wave to me, put first timer so I can know it is your first time. Because there's something special about the first timers. You get all the attention. Yes, you do. You get all the attention. And because you get all the attention, you're like the new bee of my family. You will be the new person of the family. And you know, new people get attention. New baby get all the attention. Right? Uh-huh. New. Oh, you new to this? Yes, you get attention. So what? So what if you're new? We love on you. We love you up. We love you up. We love you up and give you all the space in the world. And then you get to ask all the questions too. But I like to talk to the new before a quick second to let you know that if you are new, I want to know that you're new because I like to introduce myself to you. So I can only introduce myself to you if you're new. So how would I know that you're new? By putting in the comment section that you're new. So I could tell you a little bit about me. Now, whether you're new on this live or whether you're new on the channel, I still want to tell you a little bit about me as your host. Yeah, I'm sitting here as your host, but I'll tell you a little bit about me. So if you're browsing through somewhere on social media and you see that little rectangle that says live and you're watching me from the live, come on in here because you might just be the only one going to hear this, right? If you are not watching this on the live, you might get this. You might not get this goodness. Okay. So come on in the room. Let me tell you a little bit about me. I am a native of the most beautiful place in the world. Yeah. The most beautiful place in the world. Where is that? that is Jamaica. Absolutely. You don't believe me? Absolutely. You want to check with somebody? Mm-hmm. Jamaica, not Jamaica, New York. Jamaica, West Indies, Jamaica down in the islands. Okay. A lot of people say country, but it's not really, it's not a country, it's a little island. The most beautiful place in the world. Okay. That is where I root from. Yes. I root from this lovely place. So if you're not Jamaican by birth, if you're not Jamaican by nationality, if you're not Jamaican by adopting by marriage or whatever case is, and you got some form of like some percentage of Jamaican in your blood, maybe it is a 1% DNA. Yeah, do check it, check it, check it. But if you don't, by any reason you don't have Jamaica tuck up in your DNA, I want to say to you, please get a Jamaican friend. Yeah, get yourself a Jamaican friend, a solid, pure, and true, and honest, and beautiful Jamaican friend. Because when you do get a Jamaican friend, believe me, you're in for a treat. Because you see, we as Jamaican, what we do when we show and we set record. Yes, we set record. We are very resilient. We are powerful beings. We are beautiful beings, and we love to love. We love on you real quick. We love on you. We love to give you our love. And if you can't manage our love, we just give it to somebody else. Because we love to love. We share our love through our food, to our culture. You know, we share our love to our family gather. We just share our love. So if you don't have a Jamaican friend, this is your time right now, this moment, to get yourself one. Search on social media and find yourself on somebody's social media. So if you're here and you're just peeping in, looking in, we don't like that. We don't like that. You see, we don't like when you just come onto our house and you're just staring through the window. We like when you come knock on the door and we open it and let you in. So we don't like when you come on in here and just stare and don't let us know that you're here. I like to acknowledge your presence when you're here. So don't just come and peep in like a peeping Tom. That's very uncomfortable when you're peeping in. So I would like for you to come on in the room and have a seat and let me know that you're present so I can acknowledge your presence. Thank you. A little bit more about me coming from Jamaica. I'm a proud daughter of farmers. I love to talk about my farmer parents because at most time, the topic that I use or the content that I apply here, I use the concept of a farmer and I share it here as an analogy or a concept. So I like to talk about my parents because you see, they just never made it in real life to see me showing up as your host. So guess what? Now it is an honor to show up in their legacy as your host. Guess what? You are the blessed one. You're not lucky. You are the blessed one to witness this because they did it. Mm-mm. But one thing I tell you about them, they were dedicated, love, honest, loyal, committed farmers and parents, right? The most beautiful parents in the world. I must say so myself. So now as I carry their legacy and I build mine, it is an honor to carry their legacy. But I want to tell you a little bit that they were farmers. And because they were farmers, they plant little grains, little seeds, and they wait for it to grow. And when they wait for it to grow, it's going to bear fruits or it's going to bear flowers or some food. And voila, there goes a flourish family. So you see, they planted a seed. And when they planted a seed, I know my papa's like, I planted a seed. And my mama's like, no, what? And there's like 9 months later, bravo, here I am. Right? I came 9 months later. Because they're like, ooh, ooh, we planted a seed. No, what? And I came forward. Okay. So now here I am as the little seed that they planted. And now I grew up to be your host and dropping off little fruits as I go along. Now, what you going to do about it? Good. Now that we got that together, I want to say to you that there is a word that said, be fruitful and multiply. And I solely believe in being fruitful and multiply. Yes, indeed, because multiplication increase at a higher value. And I strongly believe in multiplication. But if be fruitful part and replenish the hurt part, I believe a lot of people got that part wrong, or they misinterpreted in their own way, or they added up to their own way and said, be fruitful and multiply means having a lot of children. I must say, maybe my parents were one of them that said, be fruitful and multiply and have a lot of children. Because me, honestly, I'm going to tell you right now, my parents have they had a lot of children. A lot. I mean, I came from a huge family, a huge family, right? So you coming in here as a new person, you're part of my family now. Right. So when we're talking about be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth, what we're basically talking about, one, yes, physically having some children, biological children. Two, stretch your gifts, your talents, your dreams, your vision, and attach it to somebody else or ignite it with somebody else and work together and replenish the earth. When you replenish the earth, what will happen? You will have a springing up of that which you put down, because that which you put in, like, no, did I put it on? No. So what happened? Something gonna bear from what you put down. So I say, come on in here with your gifts, your talent, your work in progress. Let us multiply together so we can plant the fertile ground. And when we plant it on fertile ground, we are going to replenish the earth, and we are going to bring forth some peace, some love, some joy, some happiness. And guess what's going to happen? We gonna have our legacy in place. Uh-huh. So good enough that we establish this. If you are not, so welcome again, new people. If you are not new, simply mean you've been here two, three, four, anytime after one time, you are a returning audience. So, returning audience, if you are peeping in, we don't like that either. So, we say to you, if you are a returning audience, put in the comment section and say hi to me, and so I can recognize you in the audience, because I love when you show up, because when you show up, I show up, and we show up together and we create a whole galaxy of greatness. Why? Because we got greatness deep down inside of us. And because greatness is on our DNA, when we ignite our gifts and our talent, we are here not to impress anybody, but we are here to make great impact up on the earth. So you take your gifts, your talent, put them together, put them with mine, and voila, we are going to have a great time, because that's what we do up in here. So you know what we say at this point, whether you are new or whether you are a returning audience. I want to say to you, we are all on a journey called life. Yep, indeed. We are all on a journey called life. And because we are all on this journey, mm-hmm, there are paths that we got to cross. And somebody going to cross paths somewhere along the line. But at the end of this journey, somewhere, middle, top, anywhere on this journey, there's a direction. And that direction is leading to success. We all want to be successful on time. We all want to be successful. And because we all want to be successful, let me tell you something. Everybody defines success differently. You could define it by the amount of wealth that you gather. You could define it by just helping somebody else. You could define it by just adding a smile to the next person. You could just define by, hey, let me volunteer somewhere. Hey, let me just keep on showing up and supporting somebody. So your definition of success is up to you. It is individual. But at the end of the day, let me remind you or inform you of something. Nobody can succeed by themselves. Absolutely not. Nobody cannot succeed by themselves. And because nobody cannot succeed by themselves, we need each other. We need each other. We need each other to work together, build together, grow together, because the more we work together, it is the stronger we will be. And the replenishment of the earth will be more fruitful. Hello, somebody. So know that we establish the fact that we need to work together. Now what? Come on in the room. Come on in the room. You are going to know. You are going to know that. Whether you are the prime minister, the president, the vice president, the mayor, the governor, the teacher, the student, the doctor, the lawyer, the mechanic, whatever position you find yourself in, whether the teacher, the student, the patient, you did not get there by yourself, and you cannot get in a position by yourself. You need somebody. You need a bunch of people. You need a team. Yes. Wherever your team are, pray, ask God, send your team, send your divine team, because you just can't have any and anybody. Now, you look at all the political leaders around the world, they have a team. And believe me, they had to go through a whole bunch of stuff for them to decide, hey, I need you on my team. So it's the same thing with us. If we are not political leaders and we are sitting here as audience, show hosts, authors, entrepreneurs, and so forth and so forth, we do need a team. Sometimes we're gonna start a team solo. That's where we work by ourselves until we get it, right? But we gotta go back and we're gonna say, God, send me a divine team, right? And we ask and we shall receive. But before we receive, we gotta believe. You gotta believe. You gotta believe it. So let me tell you something about you being here. I like to use F word. As I said, believe those F word pop right in my head. I like to use F word here. So if you don't want to hear the F word and you're sitting here, the door is right there. You can leave right now. But if you do want to hear the F words, you can just grab a seat, because I'm going to use it, because we got to 352 episodes, not because. So that simply means that we can use it. And because that is the case, let me jump right into the F word that I'm talking about. Well, actually, three. I do have three F words that I use here. Whether I apply them or I say them, they're F words that just come naturally to me. And they are, no in particular order, faith, family, and fun. Yes, indeed. What is your F word? Hey, no, what? I say F word. No, what? Now what? Now that I say my F word, if you got an F word that you've been saying, honey, you might want to put it in the comment section as well. So let us run through them really, really quick. Faith. It is a faith that I had that started out like this, go like a wave, just shaking like some hurricane effect. Boom, boom, boom. That got me right here. Okay, because I started out as shaky faith, broken faith, faith, and I'm like, I even know that you're there, right? The mustard seed grain faith, they said. And mustard seed is like the tiniest seed there is. And you talk about my farmer's parents, talking about seed, huh? But it's that fact that I sat there and I debated and I'm like, what am I doing? Oh, am I gonna do this? Oh my god, I can't go live. Who goes live? I got scared, okay? I got scared. And because I got scared, I'm like, ooh, wait, girl, this is a dream for you. And I talk about a dream for me because I tell you, when I came here from Jamaica and I look on my television and I saw that one Oprah Winfrey. I said, honey, how did she get over there? How am I watching this beautiful lady over on that side of the screen? I want to do that. It is in me to do it. I don't want to be Oprah. Who wants to be Oprah? Nobody should not want to be Oprah. Everybody should want to be their best self, right? But I look at Oprah all those years and I'm like, oh my goodness, this lady is powerful. My mama, how can I learn how to be on that side of the screen, right? So it is that faith, and I kept watching her throughout the years until she came off, but I still watch her up to this day. That faith, I have to keep on pushing myself through that little mustard seed. It's like when you're plant something in the earth, anybody don't know, because real farmers, you know this. You plant something, and when you plant something, it's in there and it just manifests itself. Mm, 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 and it's in the ground, and then all of a sudden it'll start. Because when you start watering it, it's on fertile ground, right? And you start watering, because I was on fertile ground. So while I was watching Oprah, she was just pouring into me. She didn't even know that she was pouring into me. Hello, somebody, Oprah, hello. And in that seed that you plant, you know what I'm saying, it's watered, and then it just starts springing up sprouts in the ground. And then all of a sudden it just and shoot up. But it's the same thing. That faith got me now at 352 episodes. Hello, somebody, give me a snap. Yep. Got me right over here at 352 episode. Come on. So so that's faith. But let me jump into the next F word, which is family. I mentioned that I'm from a huge family, huge, and I have the permission to speak about them. Yep, I do have the permission to speak about my family like nobody's business. Absolutely, I do. Because guess what? I'm like the Google of my family. I'm like the Google, Dr. Google. I am that person of my family. Encyclopedia. Anybody know that? Uh-huh. So I have the right to talk about my parents like nobody's my parents do and my family. Yes, I do have the right to talk about them. So let me tell you something. My family huge, 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 huge. But we have birthdays every single month. Absolutely, from January 1st, literally from January 1st all the way down. We do have birthdays. So right now we are in October. There are a lot of birthdays going on in October. I don't know what is going on. Why? Yeah. But I have a lot of birthdays going on in October. So we say, hey, shout out to the birthday family. Birthday family, we shout out to you. I'm not putting no names because I don't want nobody to say that I miss their name. Absolutely not. So shout out to the family having birthday. So that's what we do up in here. But let me tell you something. My family up in here, we do a lot of things. We do a lot of things. My parents were entrepreneurs. They just didn't know that big word. I didn't know it either. Right? They didn't know that big word that they were entrepreneurs. So I'm walking in their footsteps. I'm holding things down. But beside that, my family, we got a lot of things going on in my family. We are great achievers. We get in there and we do a thing. We do a thing or two up in my family, right? And because we do a lot of things up in my family, yeah, we got a lot of yeah, a lot of things going on up in my family. From judge, artists, all sort of stuff going on in my family. It's because my family huge, right? So they're all over. So we do a lot of things. So anyway, when we get together, it get me to the next F word, which is fun. We like to have fun. Yes, we do. When we get together, we have fun, 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 fun. But I like to have fun with you. So I like to celebrate because when we celebrate, it is a form of support. So when you come on up in here and you celebrate and you support this other, it is celebrating me. When you come in here and you're celebrating my 352 episode, it is supporting. So because I love to support people, I believe in support because when we support each other, we will get to our success story a little bit smoother, right? We will define success even smoother because once you get to a success level, reach back and grab somebody and support them, right? I believe in support all around. Support and success, just about the same word, right? So I want to say to you, come on in this room. We like to have fun. So if you are celebrating anything like your birthday, your anniversary, your boo's birthday, your neighbor's birthday, siblings, children, friends, somebody's birthday or the anniversary, your culture celebrating something, your job is celebrating something, you reach a milestone, you went back to school, you develop yourself a little bit more, you start writing a book, you make the first step towards something positive. I say put it in the comment section so what I could celebrate you because that is my way of supporting you. In the beginning of this show, when we started this live, I did put a video of a few things up there. Those are business owners. Please show some support. If you missed it, once this live is over, you can always go back and you can watch the beginning of the live. It shows some authors, some business owners, some other businesses that you can join in and you can support. Okay, good. So whatever it is, I want to say to you that I'm not here to celebrate by myself. I do have a cheerleading squad, so we like to celebrate together. So whatever it is that you got, let us jump right in and celebrate it together. Now that we are celebrating and now that we got this far, now what? If you have a question, jump on in here with your question. We like to have questions as well. Of course, it's just for the question live show. So jump on in here. Let us know if you have questions because if you do, we would like to answer your questions as well. Beside that, we want to talk about a little bit. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Check them, check them, check them, check them, check them, check them. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Let's get into the habit of being healthy. Let's get into the habit of updating our lifestyle, adjusting our lifestyle so we can have a preventive instead of what? Prevent better than sure. Good. So now we want to make sure that our lifestyle is matching. So when we sit there and we're like, no, what is your lifestyle matching? Right? We want to make sure that our lifestyle is corresponding to our health. We want to have I believe in healthy lifestyle. And healthy lifestyle don't only mean the food that you eat. When we are talking about healthy lifestyle, it is overall mentally, physically, socially, emotionally, all the alley, financially, what is your financial health? What is your mental health? What is your emotional health, your spiritual health? We like to talk about these things because these are stress level. And stress level, I'm not a doctor, but I know a thing or two. And stress level will get on down to the cell and develop it. It's a feeder. It is a feeder and it will get on into your system and it will do a lot of things. And as we talk about mental health and all the stuff, let me tell you, it is Mental Health Awareness Day. Well, actually, Mental Health Awareness Month as well. So we got 2 in 1. So please check in with your mental status. Please check in with your good friends and family. Please check in with your good neighbors. Please check in, mentally check in every single day. Check in as we are in this mental health awareness month. Check in because when you check in, we say, no what? And somebody say, hey, what happened? No, what? Somebody, you got a diagnosis. No, what? You say your family is not well. No, what? It's always a question at the end. You go to the doctor and the doctor diagnose you and you sit there. No, what? No, what? Your family that diagnosed. No, what? No, what? Your family passed away. No, what? No, what? Right? What is happening when we get to a place of now what? No, when we get to that place of saying no what, that is a big question because no, it's saying that it's time to make some adjustment. It is time to make an adjustment to whatever just happened because when we are saying now what simply means something transpired. Something transpired. And when something transpired, it's time to make an adjustment. Now you meet someone. Now what? Somebody is dead. Now what? You got a diagnosis. Now what? You found out you're pregnant. Now what? And these are things that we like to celebrate as well. You got married. Now what? You got proposed to. Now what? Whatever it is, we say now what because something happened in the moment. So now what? What are you going to do? Because now what is a big question? It's a solid question. Now what? You show up here. Now what? We have 352 episodes. Now what? We continue to show up when we don't want to show up. Now what? We are sitting here and we camouflage our tears. Now what? Now what is a question? So I ask you as you are tuning in, what is it that you are going through? What was the diagnosis? What was the situation? What is the circumstances that you are going through? How is it that you are facing a financial crisis, emotional crisis, diagnosis, social crisis, political crisis, anything for a situation? I ask you, know that it's in front of you. Now what? I ask you, know that something is presented to you. Now what? Know that you met somebody. Now what? Know that somebody broke up with you. Now what? Know that your children are grown. Now what? Know that you have what they call a empty nester. Now what? Know that you woke up this morning. Or maybe you're still out there But the fact that you woke up, know that you woke up, now what? You see, when we wake up, the clock didn't wake us up. Neither the dog, the family. No, that's not what woke us up. It's like the alarm that just went off on my phone. It's not that woke us up. We woke up because God says, yes, I choose to wake you up. I choose to wake up, and God is asking, now what? God choose to wake us up, whether it is morning for you, whether it is night, whether it is evening, because we are all on a different time zone, because this is a global platform. It is a global platform, and I like to travel around the world. So if you have not been here, a little bit about me, I love to travel. So whether I travel virtually or in person, I love to travel. Absolutely. So right around the world, right now, we have different time zones. And let me tell you something. Where I am, it is EST time, and suddenly cold front came. Hmm. And I was like, no what? Now it's like suddenly winter arrived, and I'm like, no what? Now what is a solid question? So when things are presented to you, because now I'm like, oh my God, it is winter. Now what am I supposed to do? Get yourself some warm clothes and put on. So you see, there's always a solution when we have now what? Because you see, when we are doing things, and again, if you are new to this, what is it with me? I have a 360 dimensional sight. I have a 360 dimensional view on things. Yes. You never heard of it? You heard of it. Now, it's a 360 dimension, so I see things in different angles. So now that I say now what? I can see that in different angles. Why? Because I'm going to dissect it. And dissecting simply means I'm going to take the word now and say, what are you doing now? What are you doing with your now moment? Now it's happening. And we have the tendency to say we put it off until tomorrow. We have the tendency to say we are waiting until the children grow up. We have the tendency to say that we are waiting until this, and we are waiting until that, and we're waiting until this, and we're waiting until that. We have that tendency. We have the tendency to say we are waiting for somebody validation for, oh, we have the tendency to wrap ourselves around what society says about us. We have that tendency. But how many of you know? Is how you handle your now. It's what you choose to do in your now. That's the answer. Now what? Because it's going to throw you back and it's going to boomerang you and say, what now? What now? What will I do now? What will I do with what is presented to me now? What will I do now? How? Yes. So now what? It's a solid question. So I ask you, as God presented this time to you, now what? What are you going to do with it? Because now that I spoke about, now what are you going to do with what you have? What you going to do with the moment you have right now? Are you procrastinating? Are you holding back? Are you holding yourself hostage? Are you holding your gifts and your talents hostage? Are they choking you? Because of what? The past. And the past could be yesterday. The past could be this morning. The past could be a minute ago. What are you doing with now? You see, what is guaranteed to us is just now. Right in this moment that I am speaking, it is the only guarantee that we have. That you are listening and I am speaking, it is the only guarantee that I have here. So when I look, I say, what do I need to do with my now? Show up. We show up. And when we show up, I show up with you. We want to show up inside a place to take action. We want to show up inside a place to say, now, I'm not waiting no more. No, I want to do this. But I'm telling you, I said this before that we're not going to rush. No, no, no. We're not going to rush. We're going to go at a speed. We're going to go at a comfortable speed, and we're going to go at a content speed. We don't get too comfortable at times, but we're going to go at a comfy speed. And when we go at this speed, we are going to work it out. Are you sitting there fussing with somebody? Or are you sitting there fighting with somebody, even yourself? Are you fighting with your own dreams and your vision? Is your vision and dream scaring you that you're fighting it away? Oh, some of your answered dreams showing up and you're still fighting them. You know, sometimes we get into the habit of we pray. And when we pray and we got our dreams answered and they show up, we fight. We put up a fight and we put up a block and we block it. No, 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 no. You say no. But when we're saying no to the very dream that's that answer, what is happening? What is happening? Our no moment turned upside down. And then when we look and we said, we're not fighting this because we prayed for this. We know exactly what we wanted and we pray and God answered. And when God answered, what is happening? If you turn the word now backwards, what do you get? I told you I have a 360 dimension side. You won. You won. You want to be the winning person. You won. Looking at the fact that in this moment, right now that you are here, you won. Many of you out there said, you don't know what I've been through. Absolutely not. I don't. You don't know how this happened. And absolutely, I don't. But one thing I know is that you won. You won because you are here now watching me. And whether you're watching me on the live or whether you're watching me, you're going to watch me in replay, you won. The fact that you are looking at me, the fact that you are listening to me, the fact that you show up here, you won. Yes, you won. And because you won, now what? Now what? Now what? We want to wear our now as winning people. We want to wear our now moment to say that we won. We want to show up with a one. We won. I won the struggle. I won the pain. I won the neglect. I won the abuse. I won the non-peaceful person. I won. You won. So when you show up and I say, now what? You must say that I won. Because now turn backwards is one. And it is literally saying that you made it here because you won. Oftentimes when we think about winning something or we want something, it's a competition. But life is not a competition. Life is not a competition and it's not a race either. Life is you and I working to replenish the earth. It's you and I working at a pace that is comfortable to us. It is you and I working together to complete our purpose that we're here for. So many times we think our purpose is just like one thing. No, we got multiple purpose. It is you and I working together so we can get to our destiny door. It's for us to build our success story. So when we hear one, we're always thinking, oh, you won the race, you won one. I told you I'm from Jamaica. We believe in winning, 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 winning all the time. I'll tell you a story. And for those of you who've been here before, you hear my story. I talk about my story of the little girl who started out going to school. I told you I came from a huge family. The little girl, me, because I'm going to get it to let you know my story. Growing up, my mother, she was just such a great cook. And she would make breakfast in the morning, and of course, she's serving all her children. I mean, children around the stable just come and get in their little plate of food, and she believed in that feeding you before you get to school, you're going to be better. Because, I mean, it is so sad to know that children go to school, they have nothing to eat, they're struggling, they can't make it to school. You got to replenish the mind, you got to feed the mind, you got to feed the stomach to go to school. So my mother believing that you eat, and if she's sending you to somebody's house, she believed that you go and eat in your house before you get to somebody's house, because she didn't believe that you should go there and stand there and looking hungry. So she would feed us going to school, and she'd get up early in the morning while many of us probably still sleeping, or maybe some of us getting ready, and she would be in the kitchen and she would be cooking up that food. Nice flavor. Oh, the smell of food going. And she will be making up some good fried plantain. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Some good fried dumpling. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Some fried eggs, some stuff. And you get your good breakfast in the morning. And I, as the little Verona, would sit there and consider that when I go to school, somebody didn't have no breakfast. And one day I went to school and somebody didn't have no breakfast. And right there is like, now what? Now what was my question? Now what? This person don't have breakfast. No one, this person is coming to school, they're sleeping. Now what? This person is coming to school, they're tired. Now what? This person coming to school, they're not learning properly. Now what? I know that they were hungry. So my question to myself is, Verona, now what? Now what? So my now what kept going around in my head and going around to say, see, I was a brilliant student. I'm still brilliant, but I was a brilliant student. I was a brilliant student. I started out brilliant and I remained brilliant. I was a brilliant student. My parents were proud of me. I was that brilliant student. I came first in my class. And see, if you don't know anything about grading system, back in Jamaica, you have first place in class. So when you come in first place in class, you are the top student. And if you come in second place, yeah, you are a top student too. You only get to come in 1, 2, and 3, first, second, and third. After that, they're saying that there's no chance for you. So I always come in first. So with the mentality, when I go to school and realize that there are other students in the class that's coming in 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. They're coming in below third. They're not making it. I said, now what? Now what? And every time, it's about every time, my mother would make my breakfast. I would I would eat mine, take some off my plate, tuck some in my pocket, and run off to school. And I would run, and I would run with my siblings, hoping that the breakfast would not fall out of my pocket. And I'm telling you, it's greasing up my pocket because, some fried dumpling, and I didn't wrap it up. I was tuck it in my pocket, and I would go out to school, and I would find a person who I knew didn't have nothing to eat, and I would feed that person. And I fed that person. Now what? That person sat there and ate, and then know what? Somebody else in the class now said, "Oh, my God." And I started sharing with that. And then know what? What happened? Somebody started saying, "Now what?" And the class became a sharing class because somebody started bringing us a little bit of their breakfast, and we started sharing piece by piece, piece by piece. So often that we hear, "Stir from your overflow." No, it was not my overflow. It was an overflow not of my food, but it was an overflow of my heart. It was an overflow of my love for humanity. I had this very, very early in life, a love of humanity. I had a very tender place in my heart for humanity, to help humanity, to lift up humanity. So yes, indeed. So when I share my breakfast and I became the sharing student, and now the class became the sharing class, believe me, everybody never came first place, but at least somebody who was on the bottom now ends up rising up. They lift up their shoulder, they lift up their head, they move their head a little bit more energetic, right? They move with much zeal, and you can see they have brighter smile. So you see, as a result of you using your now You using what you have in here now as a result of you walking in a place, in a space, and say, what can I add to this now? You see, it can heighten somebody else's mentality. It can heighten somebody else's smile. It can release somebody else's heart. It can add love to somebody else. It can add peace to somebody else. It can add joy to somebody else. So you see, you're now is what it is. What you do with your now will make a lasting impact. Because I tell you what, when I shop, I don't shop to impress nobody. Absolutely not. Because you see, when I shop and operate with my greatness because greatness is on my DNA. Greatness is built within me. So when I shop, I am tapping in from my inside and I'm belching it out on the outside. I'm belching it out on you. I'm giving you my greatness because greatness is all I have. Greatness is all that I know. And because greatness is all I know, listen, everything is not peachy creamy. No, I came from one of the poorest family. I came from the poorest family of my community. But let me tell you something, that did not stop me because the love that is inside of me, what is in my DNA, overrides the fact that the poorest of the poorest can rise up when someone sit and drop some sprinkle on them. When somebody come and say, listen, I see that you are down. And let me give you a piece of my bread. Let me give you a sip of my tea. And when you give a sip of your tea, it is not your overflow because it's the overflow of your tea will go into a saucer. And if you don't have a saucer, it will spill. It will go over. So if you have a cup and it keep on get to the brim of the cup and you have nothing to hold that overflow in, give another person a sip of the cup. Share that which you have. Listen, there are many days that I look and I say, oh, I got one slice of bread. I'm going to take a piece of that bread and I'm going to hand it to somebody. And that one piece that I took to school got shared between maybe two more people because everybody want to pinch. Pinch. Something you just got to give a pinch of something. Something you just don't have to wait for your overflow. Something you don't wait for the cup to spill over. Something you sit there and you don't wait for the food, the plate to pile up with food. No. You wait and understand that the now is what is happening. What you do with your now is how you operate. Is how you make an impact. It's not all you show up to impress anybody. It's not what you put on. It's not all of this. It's all you impact a life. You see, my desire is to inspire at least one person. My desire is to impact the masses. But when I tell you, it did not start now. It took a lot of work, but I knew when I got here, the 352 episodes, I knew some way because I had to look back and say, oh, wait a minute now, Verona. You see, you got to talk to yourself sometimes. They said, don't talk to yourself. Don't talk to yourself. Because I can look back and say, wait a minute, Verona. You've been doing this from the time you were like 4 years old. You've been doing it. You came out of a huge family, but you've been doing this. So guess what happened? It's not now that I decided I love on humanity. It's not now that I decided I want to lift up humanity. Absolutely not. No. So when I show up and I say, know what? I know what I'm asking. Now what you going to do with what you have? You know, here we go. Our VIP that is in the house. Welcome. Greetings. Yes, indeed. Yes, sharing is important. The Lord will bless you. Thank you. Let me tell you something. So when I tell you when I got to 352 episodes, it is not no joke where I got to 352 episodes. It is because I show up in my now. Even when I'm scared, I show up in my now and I'm like, take what you have, Verona. Take what you have and make an impact and show up with the winning mentality. Because when I show up with a winning mentality, I told you, I flipped that now around and I got one. I won when I make it to 352 episodes. I won, honey. So let me tell you something. Thank you. 352 episodes is no joke. It's no joke. 352 episode is no joke. I know sometimes I say I did change my schedule because right now we're in season 12. I did change my schedule. We've been changing the schedule from Tuesday to Saturday. But sometimes I'm not here every day. But when I show up, I'm telling you, I'm showing up with a winning mentality. When I show up, I'm showing up to say, I won. I won. Yes, I won. And because I won, I'm taking that which I won and I'm using that which I want. I said, listen to me. You, yes, you, VIP or theater, and anybody else is watching, you can win too. You can win too, as I mentioned. When you get some news, now what? You gonna win. You gonna win. We make adjustment because for us to have a winning mentality, for us to be the one that says, I won. You got to adjust the mentality. We want to adjust our mentality so we can wrap ourselves around the change, because every time there is a now what or what now, either way you look at it, because you can say now what or what. I told you my 360 dimension inside allow me to see things differently. So when you say now what or what now, it is a question of something that is presented to you. And because it is presented to you, it's what you're going to do so you can come out and say, I won. I won. Because when we don't make that adjustment into what is presented to us, how can we say that we won? We're still going to be in the now, now, now. So we're going to operate in the now. So what? We can win. And then the next time we show up, I said, I won. Mm-hmm. I won. Because when you want to mean that you conquered something, when you want to mean that you went over the of something, when you won to mean that you achieved something, it's not about you getting a medal. It's not about you getting a trophy. It's not about you getting the Nobel Prize. It's not about that. You won because you came over that hump, because you made that adjustment and you came over that hump of what was presented in that moment to say, that news, that diagnosis, that situation, I got over it, right? I got over it. I made it over. I made it here. So when I got the 352 episode on it, I won. Mm-hmm. I won. So now what is the question? What will happen from here on will determine where I'm going. What will happen from here on will determine how much I'm putting my substance store together. What will happen from here on will say, I won, because I am seeing my destiny. I am seeing my purpose. I know my purpose. I know, well, partially, because every day more of my purpose is developing. But my main purpose, I know what it is. And so many people go to their grave and they never discover their purpose. I already discovered my true purpose, right? I already discovered my true purpose. But one thing I want to let you know, that we were all created with purposes, and our main purpose is for us to work collectively with each other so we can replenish the earth. I want to say to you that we have made it this far. So together we have won. If this is your first time tuning in, know that you won because now you're here. And my VIP that's here, she won because she made it this far. She might not have been here since beginning, but she been here. That's why she's VIP, right? So she won. She made it over this week. She made it over yesterday. She made it over to from last week. She won. So I say to you, hello, you are winners. So thank you so much for tuning in. Stand up straight. Hold your head up, hold up your shoulder, put your chest out, put your hand on your hip and say, I won. Right? So now what? You figure it out. That is the question. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of the Question Live Show. See you on the next go round. You never know when it is. Bye.